All right, guys, we got the Cicada and the Alien from Rike Knife today, and I'm very excited to check these out. I did think I would go ahead and do these together as a pairing. I thought they were unique enough. They are a couple of integral knives that I thought we could check out. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do some size comparisons, profile comparisons, and then we'll jump into my thoughts and impressions. All right, we're going to kick it off with some size comparisons. So you can see the neck knife of the Cicada, very small guy, right? And then the Alien, just comparing them to each other, more of that medium-sized EDC. Let's get a couple out here. Okay, so on the table we have the raccoon and the Civivi Amorite, the Vosteed raccoon, sorry. And you can see these are definitely more small in size, but with the style of that Alien, you still get a very full purchase on there. And of course, a neck knife is meant to be a small knife. So let me go ahead and move these out of the way. And then here you go against the Para 3 lightweight, which is comparable to your Rat 2, and then your Shaman, which is going to be the same as your PM2 and your Rat 1. So just some size references on the table. I'm not going to worry too much about profile because I do think these are unique enough to stand on their own. So let's go ahead and do some weight real quick. So we'll start off with the Cicada, and keep in mind both of these are integral pieces. So you got full titanium integral frame going on here. 2.5 ounces on the Cicada, not bad at all. And then on the Alien 1, I need to specify that, still coming in at 3.3. I don't know why it was high and then dropped low. Maybe I pushed down too hard, but 3.3, not bad at all. I do want to specify that it is the Alien 1 because of the fact that there seemed to be a couple when I researched these. So you got the 1 and the 2. Let's go through the neck knife first really quick, guys. This is really interesting. First, I just want to shout out Rike Knives did a fantastic job here on the design, the milling, and the execution. There's so many little attentions to detail here. The eyes with the eyeball in the middle. You got the beautiful little pivot here that's done very well. The milling behind the eyes and in between kind of give it like a little bit of a, it looks like it's looking at you kind of thing. The button is very well integrated as well. Just really beautifully done if you look at the details on here. It's super impressive. The action for a top flipper works really good. And the button lock, it's a little hard to get to, but I feel like they kind of had to make it small because of the size of the neck knife. But it does work. You just got to kind of dig into it a little bit and let it drop. As far as the performance of the knife itself, I haven't done any cutting with it. I wanted to save that for the camera just to see. I mean, most of the time when you have these dagger blades, it's such a short stop from the blade's edge to the thickest part in the middle of the knife on a dagger style. So slicing is not usually the what these excel at. These are more like puncture task type knives, but just, you know, let's just take a look. Not bad. I feel like if you needed to get into your Amazon package, so if you needed to come into the side of the package and kind of cut away that your tape, you'd be able to do that pretty easily, you know, to get into whatever it is that you needed. So not bad at all. I'm not going to really push these. One, they're pass around. Shout out to Kevin. Thank you, Lefty, for letting us take a look at these. This is so cool. But you know, for like in a pinch kind of thing, cutting some string, getting into a package, this is going to work really well. It's a single-edged blade, but it is going to puncture task very well. Very, very well. Not sharp out towards the tip at all. I mean, I guess if you wanted to, you could put an edge on here, but check your local laws on dagger and double-edged blades and, you know, what that means. But I feel like this is kind of more of a small utility knife type knife. It flicks out, but it's not the easiest to do, and because it's small, it takes a second to get used to the timing. I keep bouncing instead of letting it drop. Unfortunately, the blade doesn't have enough weight for me to time that right. It takes, as you can see, a few flips on there, but very nice action, very satisfying detent. And just a cool knife. Very, very cool. All right, I'm going to jump over to the alien because I'm super interested to get into this one here. Um, very cool and a very interesting concept here. So what you have is you have a changeable premium blade styled to work like a utility knife. I thought I opened this, I did not. And using premium steel instead. Now, it says M390 on the box, but I don't see M390 anywhere on the serrated saw blade, but it does say that it has the M390 on the straight edge blade. So as you can see here, you can remove, and I'm not going to do this because it's not my knife, but you can remove this by undoing it, loosening it here, and sliding it out, and then sliding the new one in. At least that's what I think. Yeah, so you can see the blades coming through there. I am curious though, because it almost looks like it requires removing the pivot. I don't want to take the knife apart because it's not mine, but I'm curious if it would be something you could do by finger. Not sure. I'll have my editor throw on here if it could be. Because it's not mine, I don't like to take it down, even though this looks like it's meant to be. And if there's anyone out there that has the Alien one or is a little bit more familiar with the model, feel free to comment down below. Editor, if you could just put that information here, that would be great. As far as the geometry on here, it's a very thin blade stock first and foremost, and then very nice edge. And even though you do have this thick spine here, because of the way that you angle this, it works really well. And then you're going to be able to do draw cuts, detail cuts really easily with this one. And then it is still going to perform well enough to where you're going to be able to take this through cardboard very easily. It's got such a thin geometry. You've got a piece here that is doubled up and very easy to move through here, and super, super comfortable as the cardboard kicks towards me. Let me clean this up. Oh, actually, hold on. And then after that little bit of cutting there, you know, because it is M390, it's still going to be an absolute slicer laser beam going back through the paper here for sure. But let me go ahead and clean this up. So as you can see, it's an absolute laser beam. And, you know, with this edge bevel, it's kind of crazy. It looks like a razor blade, and it definitely moves through there. And it has a ton of bite going on with it. But the only thing that's a little odd on this one is it does lock up solid, but it doesn't want to drop very easily. And I think that's because of the lightweight nature of it. And you use the back of the blade where it's installed for that top flipper piece of it. Now, I would say the only thing I wish was a little bit better, and maybe it's just a little too tight in the pivot. It feels nice and smooth though, and it's riding on ceramic bearings from what I remember. But it feels very smooth. I think it's just because of the lightweight nature of it that causes it to be like that. The only thing that I think is a kicker here is you absolutely have to love both of these designs. While they are very cool and the attention to detail on all of them, on both of them, are very impressive to say the least. They are integral, they are titanium, and they are using very premium materials here, and they are coming in at $250 each. I think they're sold out everywhere. I think they were actually very popular from what I've seen. You know, they didn't last very long. $250 is not an awful price point, but for something this unique, I think you absolutely gotta love it. Now, this is super comfortable. It totally feels like a Milwaukee fastback type knife in the hand, or like a overbuilt handled utility knife, something that's more robust. It totally feels like that with those premium materials, and you definitely have something super unique here. I just feel like this needs to be loosened slightly. Oh, there we go. Very easy to loosen when you dig into it. Does that do anything? No, it doesn't make a difference that I could tell. Loosening it that little bit amount. Oh, maybe it did. Let's see. Okay. Oh yeah, it made a little bit of a difference. Anyway, sorry, I got sidetracked there. Very tight fuller for that reverse flick, man, and the detent works well for that. Man, it's really moving now. It's wanting to drop. Oh, you know what it is? Am I hitting it? No, hold on. I think I'm pushing against the back of the blade ouch, as I'm going in and hitting the liner lock. Maybe not though. Maybe not. Maybe not. This one here is a little uncomfortable for that top flick, if I'm being totally honest. The fuller is a little tight here for me. You know, for this much money, I think I would probably get the Kitio Telson. I think that one was 250 as well. I think I like that a little bit better for the money. There's a ton of options out there for 250 though that you can go out there and get. The Purple Haze Militol from Kaiser is 210. $200 for the S90V premium version of the Echo. I think it's also about that same price for their pyrite versions out there that are more premium. You know, there's a lot of options in that price point. You can take a look at the Vosteed Psyop. I really like that one a lot. That one's 250. You can look at the RS Chaos from Vosteed as well. I think that one's also coming in at 250. I mean, there's just a lot of options out there because I think these are very unique. I like them. They're cool, super cool, but very unique. And when I sit here and think about how often am I going to carry something like this, the Alien one, I probably would say a little bit more than the neck knife of the Cicada. This would just, to me, I don't neck knife, I guess. Maybe I should try it. Maybe I should try it. To me, that's a lot of money to tie up in something like this, and it's pretty heavy. I would think for a neck knife, I would want something a little bit more lightweight. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you guys out there that carry a neck knife can correct me. But they're very, very cool, man. And I definitely have huge amounts of respect for the level of detail in here and the build quality. Very impressive stuff. Let me know what you think about these two down in the comments below. Shout out for everyone that watched to this point of the video. It does help the algorithm, and I do appreciate that support. Special thank you to the channel members. Your extra support goes a long way. If you liked, leave that like for me. If you enjoyed the content, consider subscribing and turning that notification bell on. I love you guys. I hope you have a fantastic week. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.